And welcome to the 2K Fantasy Premier League podcast. I'm your host, Chris the K, and we are just finishing game week 4, looking ahead to game week 5. And I know, Kev, you're doing your 3-2-1, but last week you did it. It's once I said on air, it goes. That's how it works.
Wow, you started talking before I clicked it, so.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, that was magic. But it says it was on air before we even... Anyway, so that might be like quite a bad introduction. But anyway, hello, everyone. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Busy weekend.
For you?
Yeah, just lots of shit around the house to do. Some family shit go down, and then we are just like trying to clean up, and then all the sports start again next week with hockey and things like that. Kim's birthday. I gotta go away to a conference tomorrow morning, so it's kind of just like a bit of a shit show. I just put a full beer can chicken on the barbecue.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Sweet.
Yeah, you look like you got some sun.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I caught the sun, but I may still caught the sun from my trip to Malta. That was only a couple of weeks ago. Perhaps I've maintained the tan. It probably goes after 2 weeks, right? Starts to go.
You like go out in the sun for a day and you're tanned for 3 weeks?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're lucky. Most of us are just get more freckles, man.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, let's do a quick pod here because I actually got to fucking make sure I don't burn beer can chicken. So
for disclosure, I've also had a crazy weekend. Well, Steph hasn't been here since Thursday, so been a busy weekend ferrying the kids around and sorting the house out. So, should we have a quick recap of the week? Because you had a cracking week, man.
Yeah, everything kind of went well for me. I mean, all my cheapies put up stud numbers, basically. There's a lot going on in this game right now, man. Like, I think, just dive right into it. I think the entire FPL playing, whatever the fuck we call ourselves, humans, are all at a conundrum of, am I supposed to just get fucking Caicedo and like defensive contribution point players in my team and then Holland Mo and call it a day? Like, is that what I'm supposed to do? Play like a 5-4-1?
Caicedo's got 5-8, 4-12. That's ridiculous. I know he has scored 2 goals though, and surely
yes.
And he's only ever scored 1 goal in each of the previous 4 seasons. So it's
he was definitely part of the attack yesterday, man. And he just looks more confident and better. Like he was really good at Brighton. And you never know. A guy goes for 100 million or whatever it is to one of the big clubs. You never know how it's going to go, right? I mean, look at Jack at City or whatever, right? Like sometimes they thrive, sometimes they do well, but there's just too many cooks in the kitchen. Like some of the players in Liverpool, we're going to look back 5 years from now and be like, that didn't work out because there's just too many of the same attacking stud-like player there, right? And they also spent like 80 million on Lavia as well, right? Who's been injured, but has played and hasn't been noticeable. But Caicedo was, I'm pretty sure, all Chelsea fans' player of the year last year. And that's with Cole Palmer doing what he did. And
he wasn't as good last year, Palmer, was he? He was good to start the season and dropped off.
Right, fine. But Caicedo still came out in like the eyes of the Chelsea supporters. He was their player of the year, like undoubtedly. And now I know he's got 2 goals in 4 games, but the main thing is just his blanks are 4. And that, I think that's what we got to determine here. The formula to me right now is who would be like an attacking player that you would rather have over Caicedo? That's not a premium. Like, who would just be like a Semenyo, I guess, or a Grealish, or who are the other popular midfielder and attacking picks, like Gakpo? Like, I guess so what we got to determine is what does the upside look like for them in a game, right? How many points is Gakpo getting in a good Gakpo week? Let's say he scores. How many points does he get? He gets 5 for the goal. Maybe he gets 3 bonus, but on a team like that, unlikely. Maybe he does, but maybe he gets 1. He might get none. He might get 2. They might score 5 goals. He gets only, just the 5 points for the goals. I think he did score in the first game and he got no bonus, for example. And then maybe a clean sheet point, maybe not, and then his 2 points, right? So you're looking at 5 plus 2 is 7, maybe 8, maybe 9. So that's kind of, and then maybe 10, 11 if he gets all the bonus, right? So kind of like 7, 9, call it 9 on average, a really good week for Gakpo, right? Let's just say he gets 9 on a good week. How many weeks is that happening? And how many weeks is that happening while he's in your team? You caught the lightning in the bottle. How many more weeks is that happening than Caicedo having a good week? And that's the first part of the formula, because the second part of the formula is the week where the player blanks, and Caicedo fucking gets 2 more points than that guy every single one of those weeks. And I think it's 20 plus weeks of blanking. So it's like 40 points just in the defensive bullshit that, and not only just the defensive contributions, they also seem to be impacting him getting, ticking a bit more bonus because of the defensive contributions that he's making. So it's like Caicedo's blanks are worth so much more than anyone else's blanks in midfield, it seems to me. There's a few other players that not Baliba, but like that kind of player, but they get like no attacking returns. And Chelsea's also a better clean sheet team. So you don't get that 1 extra clean sheet point that Caicedo gets. So to me, he's just like by far the best midfielder of these like central defensive mids.
Are you going to get him? Because you haven't got him, right?
This is what I'm saying right now. I feel like the way to play the game is up for debate. Should I have a fucking team of Caicedo and 5 defenders that get these things? Because my team this week was my defenders getting a clean sheet and getting 8 points, or my defenders not getting a clean sheet and getting 4 points. And that's why I had a good score this week. Yeah, it's Semenyo, and I have Mo and Holland. But like ultimately, it's that part of my team why I think I'm doing this well this week. Most people got clean sheets this week because it was a very clean sheet heavy week.
Very clean sheet.
But all those extra little 2-pointers added up, man. And when you think about a week where, how every once in a while in FPL that the average is low, it's like 36 or something, like nobody scored. That's like an FPL player, like game week 12. Let's just say it's a shitty week. And we're all like, oh my God, I got like 37 points this week. What the fuck? Well, if all your guys are getting 2 more points across the board, you got 50 points when everyone else got 37. And now all of a sudden you fucking jump forward in the rankings. And I think that's where this is going. It's like, good, my players happen to get some attacking returns this week, and next week they might not, and yours might. But in both of those weeks, if I have a team full of defensive contribution point players, I'm just going to slowly tick higher. Because when the other guy's team's blank, he doesn't get those, and now I've ticked up above him. Like, before Semenyo got his penalty goal, he was sitting there on a 5-pointer with an attacking return. And all I was thinking is Senesi's going to have a 4-pointer. The guy hasn't even fucking done anything. Like, it's 1 more point for this guy to get that attacking return. Like, it's just not enough based on, like, the defensive contribution points are just worth too much.
So, I'm not. Do we have teams? Have you done? You've done this? No,
done slides today. No, I could just pull up fantasy. What's the website? fantasy.premierleague.com. Okay.
Yeah. So you got 87 points, and as you say, everyone returned apart from Grealish and Reindeers for you.
Well, Rodon didn't return, but he got 4.
Didn't return. Yeah, so you got 2, 3, and a 4 for the 3 players that didn't return.
It's tricked you into thinking he's returned, even though he didn't. He plays for Leeds. He didn't fucking do anything. They scored no goals. This guy's got 4 points in my team. Way better than Grealish getting 2. So that's, even
Esteve got 4 on your bench, which is interesting.
He would have been on like 12 if that fucking penalty didn't happen.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
So I didn't. So obviously I thought I'd be clever and not go for Semenya and go for Gakpo, which obviously has bit me hard this week.
Right. Here, I'm showing my team now. I've put up the internet. So it's not like as sweet as we normally have with slides, but at least I'm showing.
I didn't know Semenya was on penalties. If I'd used on penalties, I definitely wouldn't have sold
Nobody
him.
knew
I did
that.
not know that.
Nobody
I thought it was even Nielsen was on penalties. That's why I went there. That's what I thought was the case. But it may have been because even Nielsen won the penalty, Semenya took it. You know, players have that sort of superstitious thing.
Yeah, but he didn't. Evan Nielsen won it.
No, that's what I mean. But no, quite often, if you win the penalty, you don't take it.
Oh, that's normally I find that if there's like 2 or 3 guys that might take it, the guy who wins it's like, fuck that, I won this, I want it. These guys all want to take it. It's usually predetermined now to avoid on-field bullshit.
Of course. So that kind of makes Semenya like, oh, if I'd known that, I definitely would have kept Semenya. I didn't even clock he might be on penalties because I thought it was Kluivert, but when he's on the pitch, it was even Nielsen without Kluivert. That's kind of why I went even Nielsen. So, never mind.
I didn't even see this updated score of 364 game week 1,000. I'm having a good start to the season. I'm ranked 112, but I've used bench boost and I've used free hit, and I'm aware of that. Let's call it free hit. It's up for debate if it's even going to help you whenever you use it. I don't think it did help me. It's a fucking coin toss.
I'm not sure free hit's worth that many points. How many people
free hit this week and went triple Liverpool? Again, I think people would have.
I think happened? I don't even want to play. I might have. I generally. Honestly, this might sound mad. I might not play it. I'm considering not playing it because I'm like, I don't want the stress of
like
playing
a fucking trap. Like there's gonna be a week where like Liverpool plays Burnley again and they fucking smash Burnley and it's gonna work. And and also I would also point out I'm really happy that I've used my bench boost. However, if I hadn't used my bench boost, I would feel a lot better about it now, knowing who all these defensive contribution points players that are going to be on my bench are.
That was the theory of it, wasn't it? You hold for that. So, I quick reflection on my wild card.
Yeah,
I'm broadly happy with what I did, with the exception of going for Gakpo over Semenya. Let's see how that plays out. And then the big debate I had with myself was do Minnows or go for like an Arsenal defender. I couldn't quite afford it. I could have done if I'd gone Semenya, of course. I mean, I still don't hate it, but I'm a bit stern on my goalkeepers. I'm not sure Petrovic was the right. So my theory in the goalkeepers was I want to spend a minimum amount of money on my goalkeeper. I guess from yesterday, Petrovic didn't make me feel very happy, but I do think Dubravka from today makes me think Dubravka's going to be my goalkeeper most of the time.
That's hilarious.
Dubravka, I don't mind.
Why didn't you do the 4-0-4-0, bro?
Because I wanted 2 playing goalkeepers, and there's not another 4.0 playing goalkeeper long term. I know the Leeds keeper's playing short term, but I think what I didn't work through was I'm not sure going Petrovic was the best move. I think I should have gone for a different team, a different 4 point. Anyway, I've done it now.
Okay. Yeah. I like this team a lot, man. Goodmanson would have been on like 8 points if he didn't do that own goal on your bench. Tosin's a great pick. I want Tosin on my team.
Yeah.
The one thing is he didn't get many defensive contribution points this week.
Tosin,
it was like Chalobah week, or when I looked last, where
he had 9. He got 9.
Where am I looking? Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right. He got 9.
So
you're right.
The 3 games he's played.
9-11-9. Yeah.
9-11-9. So I'm more than happy with Tosin. I look at it and go. So I'm happy with. I mean, so to explain why I went Goodmanson over Alderweireld or even Rodon, I think Goodmanson could get defensive contributions. He's attacking and Leeds might get cleans. But the point in which Leeds fixtures pick up for cleans is in about 4 or 5 weeks' time, which is the most likely time when I need him, if that makes sense. Because I think the other 4 defenders should keep me ticking over until that point. I think the thing I'm a bit uncertain. So the thing that I guess I'm not sure I've made the right decision on the goalkeeper, if I'm honest, because I was going to go Vicario, because I could have got the money for Vicario. Obviously, I'd be 6 points better off.
Sure.
But I think I've just got to see how the goalkeepers play out. And if it's horrible, I'll have to fix it. But I've got 2 chances in my hand at the moment. I'm trying to work out how bad it is not having Semenya. The issue of having Petrovic is I can't go Semenya because I've got three.
What are their fixtures like here coming up? Newcastle at home, Leeds away, Fulham at home.
I mean, Newcastle's a tougher game, isn't it?
Yeah, and Leeds away is tougher than you think.
Yeah, and they've got Crystal Palace away, so and they've got Man.
I actually think you could fade him now. He looks good, definitely looks good, and obviously the pen help. But if Kluivert's on there, I would think Kluivert. I guess I don't know, actually. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Like, there seems to be a change that's happened in that team now where, I mean, Kluivert was back fit 3 weeks ago or something like that now. We've had a fucking international break. He's been coming off in the end of the game for a few games now with an international break in between there, too. So he must be fit. So he's just not in the starting.
I mean,
maybe it's because they've played so well. He doesn't want to shake things up or something like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, the move I might end up doing is like, because the big question. So, why don't we jump to the question? So for this week, I think I'm probably going to roll, but I'm in the same situation as you are, Kev. I think I saw your post before. I don't know who I'm going to bench Reindeers. Are you benching Reindeers against Arsenal away?
Let me go. I'll show you what else. Let me pull up my team again.
Because we've got similar-ish teams now. So,
Reindeers is my second bench. He's not even my first bench.
Yeah, he's my second bench. So I'm torn. So obviously I'm going to play Lacroix and Munoz against West Ham. Clearly, I'm playing Senesi at home to Newcastle, of course, and then I obviously play Gakpo, Salah, Grealish. But you're thinking benching Grealish. Surely you're not going to bench Grealish.
I have Grealish on my bench. I moved him. I moved Esteve back to the bench and put Grealish out there. I was like, fuck this. And then I thought, you know what? Esteve's going to get 4 points if he blanks. Jack's going to get 2. Watching that game today, I think Liverpool, like, it's at Anfield. It's at Anfield. Okay. You've had Liverpool had Bournemouth score 2 on them when Gravenberch wasn't there. Their best central defensive mid wasn't there. Then you've had Newcastle score 2 on them at Newcastle, which is one of the hardest places to play, like noted. Everybody agrees, right?
Yep.
And then today, obviously, Burnley didn't have a fucking sniff. I mean, maybe they looked like they had a chance here or there, but they really didn't.
And we didn't really have a sniff when we played them.
I don't think Jack Grealish is fucking going there and hauling, dude. So what do you think is more likely? Jack Grealish at Anfield hauling or Jack Grealish at Anfield get me 2 fucking points? I think that's more likely, dude. And if it's Steve, who is at home, and all these teams have been playing way better at home, these promoted teams, I think if I have Jack Grealish out there with a 2, I'm going to be looking at like an 8-pointer from a Stevie on my fucking bench, potentially.
My only thing I'd flip back to that is I think Grealish have got a good chance to get defensive contributions points in this match.
Maybe, but it's just so hard for a mid to get 12. I know he has a chance more than the average attacking mid, but if I click on him, man,
he's got 11, 11, and 6 in these 3 games.
Yeah, so
2, 11, 11, 6.
6 so Villa.
11, 11, 6.
Yeah, the first game.
I'd feel confident to get defensive contributions. So I think that, and the fact that he is good enough to, because so yesterday I avoided all the scores. So I don't know if people messaged me. I just thought because I was out all day and then came back, watched the match with Violet, and then actually we played some games with kids. I was like, match of the day's only like half an hour. I don't know any of the rest of the scores. I'm just gonna watch match of the day, which is quite fun. Like I didn't know any of the scores. You're watching it going, oh, when even Ilson won the penalty, you're fantastic. I was like, oh fucking hell, so many is taking it. What's going on? But it was quite fun to watch. But I guess from the highlight, so obviously I watched the whole Arsenal game, but from the highlights, Grealish, everything went through. He could have had 2, 3, 4 assists.
Okay, let me run this idea by you. Everybody's head just goes to Esteve. But what if I bench? Honestly, man, okay, hear me out. I think Pedro Porro is who I should bench. Like Brighton away, he's not going to get defensive.
Not Brighton away, Man United away.
Huh? Pedro Porro?
Oh, Pedro Porro. Sorry.
Defender. Sorry. I'm not benching João Pedro. Pedro Porro has Brighton away.
Yeah.
I know Spurs have been good defensively, but like clean sheet wise, but like I don't think he's going to get defensive contribution points. I think Brighton can score.
I was playing this in my head.
He's not on corners anymore and shit. He's not in the attacking zones anymore, quite frankly. I mean, could he haul? Sure, but like he's way shittier an asset than he was 2 weeks ago before Simone's came. I think I bench him even over Alderete, who has Villa at home. Though I want Sunderland at
Villa haven't
home.
scored yet this
I
season.
know they're 19th with the fucking easiest fixture run out of anyone. They're 9th. It's a problem, man. Not just from an FPL perspective. So what do you think? Rodon has Wolves away, who have been terrible, but their attack's pretty good. But Leeds are better defensively than you think. I think I'm gonna fucking bench Pedro Porro and play Jack. That's where my mind is.
So when I was playing through my head, if I'd gone for Vicario, I was looking at it going, I think I'd still play Dubravka. So this week I'm playing Dubravka over Petrovic because I've already got Sinisi. I don't need two players at home to Newcastle. I think Sinisi and Dubravka is definitely my keeper for this week. So what I'm torn on is I'm playing Grealish. I'm not torn on. So I'm torn between, do I play Tosin away at Man United or Goodmanson away at Wolves?
I know, right? This Wolves thing is, Wolves aren't this bad. And like the reason why I think City lit them up game week 1 was because they attacked. So I do think they can score.
I'm going to do Tosin. I think Tosin's due a haul. That's going to make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, so I do think King's going to be a problem for us.
King's just third sub, bro. I'm just leaving.
I know, but I think he's like, King's a third sub for the rest of the season now. Because originally I thought, Goodmanson will be my third sub, but I now think King's a third sub.
This is a good maybe segue for a question that it wasn't exactly a question, but somebody asked who are the best 3 forwards. Should we just have 3 free? I'm thinking, you know what? I'd rather have Caicedo. Maybe King becomes Caicedo instead of me selling Jack or Semenyo, and I just play 2 forwards because these guys don't get defensive contribution points when they blank. They either score a fucking goal or they don't.
I mean, so to answer my question, the best 2 forwards are Haaland and João Pedro by an absolute mile.
But Gio could become one. Isak could become one. And then honestly, I know Chris would look like shit against Arsenal, but I'm not selling him before Burnley.
You've got 2 great fixtures, right? And you got more. Although I did read up, there was a theory that Wood is not
nailed. I know.
A Ange type striker.
Well, if he isn't, I'll fucking sell him. I'm close to selling him anyway. I'm gonna start him, and if he doesn't start and comes on and gets a 1-pointer, be like, well, that's 1 point less than a 2-point.
While we're talking about Forest, did you see Murillo? So
didn't he go off hurt?
He went off hurt.
10 defensive contribution points in 10 minutes and then went off hurt.
It was ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I mean, and I guess one thing that struck me when I looked at that, what I've not really appreciated is, so I've been looking at, the total contribution points from previous last season. I'm not appreciated in some matches. Someone like Murillo might be getting 30.
That's the thing. My brother asked me this. He's like, when I did the thing, I'm like, that's this many points a game. When I was talking about players last year, he's like, yeah, but did they just fucking divide his total by 38, or did he get 20? Caicedo has a 23 already. So
So Murillo got 10 defensive contribution points in 36 minutes. That is just, and that's, normally you think defensive contribution points pick up at the end of a game if that kind of makes sense. Right. You're holding on, something like that. And that's sort of thing like a Tarkowski does type thing. Yeah. But that's just insane.
Okay. We're all over the place. Let me ask you some questions because I feel like you give really good direct answers. Okay. All right. I'm rolling, you're rolling, right?
Yep.
Secondly, if you are on wild card right now, would you rather Caicedo's nailed, right?
Yeah.
No.
Definitely.
Who in your team are you going to sell for Caicedo, and when do you think you're going to do it? Is my next question.
I'm going to give Gakpo home to Everton, right? I'm going to give him that. I am then considering a week earlier than I probably first planned. Mm-hmm. I think Gakpo could become Caicedo, and even Nielsen could become Gio.
Okay,
that's a consideration. The only thing with that, the only
go Gakpo to Eze. That was your initial boner, right? You had a boner for Eze. I do too, but he's not going to get DC points. So it's what are we doing here?
I guess my concern for Eze is after yesterday. So I watched the game.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was watching it afterwards. I wasn't looking at my phone or anything. So, you know, sometimes you're watching the game even half time. I look at who's doing what.
But he scored.
Yeah.
Dude scored.
So Eze set that goal up, right? It was a fantastic first touch setup. But just generally in the game, had some great touches. And I thought, oh, he's going to be on bonus or near bonus. You look at it, and he was nowhere near bonus.
Same with Gio.
Sorry?
Same with Gio, dude. This is what I was saying yesterday. I'm like, these guys keep a clean sheet. All these other guys also get bonus. And now it's like...
I mean, because Gio looked really good. But it wasn't as if, like... Because, you know, you had certain players, like I think Bruno used to be like this, and he used to be in the point where he got an assist, he just generally got 2 or 3 bonus points because he's just in the game. Or De Bruyne was the same.
Yeah.
But so I thought Eze played a bit like that. I thought Gio played like that as well. I thought Gio played really well. I was like, both of them must be near the boat. I knew the defenders were going to get a few defensive contribution points. So I thought they'd be close, but they were nowhere near.
Dude, it's just Timber and Gabriel and obviously fucking Buddy who scored 2.
Yeah.
You get a break.
Zubimendi. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I worked out Zubimendi was going to get 3. I work that one out. But yeah, it's just interesting watching it. So that puts me off Eze a little bit because So
I'm doing I'm going to ask you the questions because you're better at direct than me. So can we just talk about Arsenal in general now? Because here's where my head's torn. They should have 4 straight clean sheets except for 1 wonder goal.
Yeah.
So we should have 3 Arsenal D because their forwards aren't going to get bonus points. However, there's way cheaper D getting just as many points now. So you've got that combating the D. These guys are getting clean sheets, you know, and Timber and Calafiori have both had like these big attacking return games, so they're at the top. But like these Senesi type players are going to be above them soon because, you know, Timber's not going to have fucking 2-goal 1 assist games, and that's going to average out over time, right? So he doesn't get defensive contribution points. He has to get an attacking return. He seems to, every once in a while, you have a game where a guy just sneaks a bunch of bonus. I don't know, his fucking pass rate was perfect or something, or I don't know how they do it. So you got that. I love the clean sheets, which is why I like Raya. I'm sorted there. But on D, do I go get Gabriel? If Saliba dropped to like 5.9 or 4.8, do I go there? Or do I just go toast it?
But the thing is, I do think Big Gabs is still a good shout because he got defensive contributions yesterday, which is nice. He obviously
not going to be normal,
and obviously he's still a threat from corners. You think by the way the commentator was talking, he was going to score every time he had the corner.
I told you this last year. He had like 3 goals last year, and it was like he had 12.
I mean, but I think I did say I've said this before. That he did score quite a few in Europe, which I think is why.
They fuck it. It's more because your team gets so many set piece corner goals. And he's the main threat.
I mean, in some ways, he creates the chances of everyone else now because everyone's drawn to him, and then someone else knocks it in. But I think the issue with Arsenal this season, which is fantastic as an Arsenal fan, I'm about to say, we have so much depth in the squad. Mm-hmm. Look, you see yesterday, Rice got a rest, and you can just. I think you'll see Arteta go in a bit full pep in terms of roulette, and I think even like someone like Big Gabs. He's going to get an occasional rest because we've got like that defense. Yeah. I mean, no one talked about Nkape, but Nkape is supposed to be. We haven't seen him play yet, but he's supposed to be really, really good, and he can play left centre back.
He's a risk for everyone, like Mascara or whatever the fuck his name is.
He's
like
been really good.
No, I know, but he's clearly back up for a Saliba Gabriel short-term injury.
Yeah, but
guy or whatever is like could potentially risk minutes to the other guys. That's a bit of a problem.
But in the scenario where, let's say, we've got 2 European games, big European games that we need to win.
Yeah.
And in the middle, we're home to
Burnley.
I don't know. Yeah, Burnley. That's a perfect game for Mascara or Nkape to come in and give Gabriel or Saliba a rest.
Totally.
That's the sort of thing I think. So I think we're in a rest.
Are these guys worth getting or not? Because I'm now second guessing I even want any Arsenal because they don't. The guys I'm was planning to have aren't getting bonus, and the expensive D don't get consistent defensive contribution points, which are this huge part of the game now, and they're obviously all way more expensive than the alternatives that can get on the team.
My instinct is the three players that I'm most interested in are Big Gabs. Despite what I've just said, I still think Big Gabs, just because I think he will get some defensive contributions. I think he will score some goals, and we will get the most clean sheets, right? So
it's fun to have him. Weirdly,
yeah. And I think Gio is going to be a fat track bully. So when we have good fixtures, plus he's on pens, and I think that's the big difference. He's on pens as well.
He's the man.
Yeah, so I think Gio's the way to go. The issue is if you want Isak, because as I said before, Pedro and Haaland, and then I still think Timber. I kind of wish I was really torn on. I knew Timber over Calafiore on my wild card. I just think Calafiore he's got a lot more threat. I just think Timber is so. I think he thinks Timber's like the guy because he's good going forward, but he's really good defensively, which is why he's getting the bones yesterday.
He's just got the rotation risk, but he's obviously right now hot as fuck.
But I think he's got the least rotation risk of all the fullbacks,
but he still does have it. Like White's there.
But what I do like is that he might come off at 65 and. Yeah, always got and then you kind of bank the clean sheet in case you let a silly one in.
So
right, should we jump some questions? I'll go.
I have a different opinion there. I think the main number one bona fide best Arsenal asset is Raya by like a mile, because you don't have to compete with these other players that get defensive contribution points in goal. You just get the clean sheet. If you go Big Gabs and I don't. And let's just say that's the only game Big Gabs gets defensive contribution. It was rare. He happened to get it every like 8 games. He might sneak it or something. I'm going to get that same clean sheet as you, and I'm going to have a Alderete getting fucking defensive contribution points every week for 4 million, 2 million less. Right? And I still get the clean sheet. Your fucking Petrovic guy needs a clean to get points. Maybe he gets a 3 from some saves, but I'm just like Raya 6, 7 with some saves, 6, offsetting Big Gabs. And Alderete's like up there with Big Gabs with points anyway. He's fucking popping off 8s. Popping off fucking 8s. Sunderland 4 million D. This is the game now. So to me, Raya's by far the best pick. Once I get into midfield, Eze, the jury's out on. I love the guy. I don't like that he wasn't near bonus. Also, Odegaard's not going to be injured forever. Sack is coming back. I don't even know what shit's going to look like. At least with Gio, who would be my second favorite pick, these other fucking guys are all injured. Havertz and Jesus and stuff. And he's obviously on pens. And after he scored yesterday, I'm like, I might have a sneaky little golden boot bet on this guy, because I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up getting the golden boot by the time the season's end because of the team he's on and that he's the main guy, in my opinion. We just don't all know it yet. But the thing is, the other thing is with Gio is these forwards are expensive as fuck and they don't get defensive contribution points, but I can go so cheap on D and I could go so cheap on Caicedo. This is a good transition to these questions. You can go Haaland, Isak, Gio. You can. If you don't have Mo as well,
I just want João Pedro.
Haaland, Gio, you could go Haaland, Gio, Isak, Bruno, Palmer, and my team barely changes, dude. It's crazy the amount of money you can have. You can have literally like 5 fucking premiums.
Just on the goalkeeper, the reason why I didn't go Raya in the end is
It's not an attack on you. This is my different opinion.
The reason why I didn't go Raya in the end is it's the conversation we had before, which is the goalkeeper points aren't that spread as you think. Now, the problem I've got is I need to find the guy or guys that are going to get somewhere near Raya's points, right? And that's the challenge that I've set.
If Raya keeps getting, if fucking Arsenal are going to clean every fucking game, then yes, we'll get way more points than these other goalkeepers. Last year, that didn't happen. They fizzled off. Yeah. And he doesn't get many save points and stuff, but again, he's that one super goal away from 4 straight cleans, man. I know Vicario or whatever has a lot more points than him,
but he's been saving 4 or 5 shots.
Dude. They're also like Spurs and Villa have had these unreal fixture runs to start defensively, which I think has helped them. Obviously, Villa have not benefited from it, but Spurs have.
But Vicario's been making four or five saves every match. I'm thinking that can't be sustainable.
I don't think Vicario being at the top of the goalkeeper points is sustainable. He's not going to end up there. I do think Spurs are way better defensively this season, obviously with Frank there, and they've got a pretty decent midfield, getting Paulinho in and having and Sarr and those types of players. But I feel like Arsenal can clean every fucking. You guys are playing Man City next week. I'm expecting a clean sheet, like I am. Rangers is my second bench. There's no way I'm captaining Holland. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I may. It might make sense to bench Holland. That's fucking how crazy this game is, right?
Yeah.
I'm expecting 2 points from that guy. But to bench him would be stupid because he can obviously pop off for a break.
He could definitely score against it and has done before. So
I'm not going to bench him. I'm not an idiot.
Should we jump to the questions? Because a couple of them actually.
Do you want to start with the one with the forwards?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start with Matty's two questions because they're linked anyway. So this first question is, so Salah, apart from his pen, was dire today. Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Do we downgrade and invest in the front line? I mean, there is definitely I think the world where, I mean, in my mind, I was always looking at maybe selling Salah after these couple of games. Anyway, once his good fixtures have run out, I'm like, do I sell him? I just think the debate you've got to have is the one we've been having here is, but if you still go cheap as chips, the rest of your midfield and defense, then you just keep him.
You could afford him anyway. Like, you get rid of Mo, how are you even spending that money? You're going to get
But really, it'd be like if we sold like Mo and King, that's what 19 million. You could probably buy Palmer and Bruno or something like that for that. Yeah. So it's that type of conversation you're going to be having to work that out. The only issue with that is you
benching.
Reindeer's probably every week, so that's crazy, isn't it?
Because he's going to become Caicedo. Look, we're gonna get to this point where you're gonna be like, am I benching fucking Holland for Caicedo? Like, what's happening?
So I think selling Salah is maybe a move to consider, but I want to give Liverpool a couple more weeks because the thing is, he's looked awful, but he's still got 2 goals and an assist, and Liverpool. But the thing is, everyone's talking about Isak taking stuff off Salah. I think Isak can make Salah a lot better. It's almost like he's missing. So I think Isak and Salah could end up becoming incredible together. So that's the thing that I would be kind of wary of.
So I got some thoughts. Okay, I got basically, there are kind of like 3 types of thoughts here. One is he looks like shit, but he's getting points anyway.
Yep.
So don't sell him while he's getting points anyway. So as is, if you weren't watching the games, you just logged into your FPL every week, you'd be like, good thing I got Mo. So don't get rid of Mo. That's my first, I guess, the way my brain thinks. The second way my brain thinks is like, I'm not going to do fucking anything until I see how this looks like with Isak, no matter what that means. If it impacts, if it helps Mo, if it hurts Mo or whatever, if it helps these other players, hurts these other players, whatever. They are the best attacking team in the league, like period. And right now, I view that team as if I don't have Mo, who would I want? Like nobody. So I need to see how it looks like with Isak. And the reason I say nobody is because their team got so much better this offseason. They remind me more now of Arsenal last year where it's like, I don't know who's going to score the next goal, man. It could be like 8 people. It could be Ekiteke. It could be, I'd say Verts, but like honestly, man, that guy looks like shit to me. Like I feel like they wasted money there, man. Jury's out. Liverpool fans all hate me saying that because I got this one buddy who I'm just like, worst transfer ever. Like, fuck, dude. 140 million to pass
I'm
to
not
those guys
with that pun, man.
Sucks.
He's going to be upset with you.
Eh?
With that pun, he's going to definitely be upset with you. Terrible pun.
But the fucking hilarious thing is he's so much money, dude. He didn't even have these good stat seasons at all. He had like a 10-goal, 8 assist season. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he's shit, but like for that money, he should be Messi. Like, seriously. Anyway, So obviously for FPL, and the whole fucking game started with him but us. Like, everybody owned this guy in game week 1, man. He's like the 3rd most owned guy. Okay, so him.
What's the third one?
Ekiteke. Well, there's just so many players, right? And then the third one is just That is the third one. I want to see Isak, but then there's just so many players that I don't think like the scoring spread out. That's not good for Mo. So one is not good for Mo,
but equally, but
I don't think Mo looks like shit. I just think that when I was watching, I'm like, Burnley are sat back and they're all forward, and Mo's way out on the right, and I forget who was way out on the left. Gakpo, I think, and Ekiteke's like next to Gakpo, and Verts is here, and then all the fucking like all the two fullbacks are up here too. There's like 7 of them right on the outside of the box. And then you know what I kept seeing? It was like basically Zobo deciding what to do, or McAllister. They basically were like, should I pass the Mo? Should I pass this guy? Should just fucking rocket a shot from here? Like from what I'm watching, Zobo is the best pick. But I think reality is none of them are a good pick right now. We're fortunate Mo's sneaking in these last minute goals. The penalties are the penalties. He's going to get 6 penalties or something this year.
But the thing is, my main thought is when Liverpool click attacking wise, Mo is going to be the guy that scores most regularly, and if he continues on pens, he will be. There will be, if you don't own him, there will be weeks you go, oh, why have I done it?
Bottom line is you can afford him, Chris, and like he's still got. I don't know what his percentage owned is, probably like 60. So there's no pressure to get rid of him. His price
I think ultimately it comes down to the point at which you need to sell Mo and grade him and reinvest. You need to be confident that reinvestment is worth it, and you're not just buying a couple of guys who may do okay. I think it's you've got to be confident that it's a good reinvestment of money, but it's definitely a risk when you do it.
Good question here is like, who are you captaining this week? I got it on Mo. I'm not putting it on Arsenal. Holland, Arsenal away. I'm not putting it on João Pedro, Man United away. Maybe at home I would consider it.
But
Liverpool away. Semenyo has Newcastle. Like all the other premiums have a shit fixture too. So there's no way you're selling Mo this week.
The problem with João Pedro now is people are captaining the guy. So he was. I had a quick look because I was just out of interest.
Like not captained.
Yeah. His EO's was over 100% for me. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So he's like now an irrelevant player if you don't captain him. I'm not going to captain because of that, but I do think.
I know technically if he scores, he might hurt you or whatever, but I remember I was watching that game and I just thought, I don't even give a fuck if he scores or not. I wanted Palmer to. I knew Palmer would score just because he hasn't scored for so long. Came on for like a cameo. I'm like, this should have scored 2. This is when I'll score.
Should have scored 2.
He should have scored 2. You're right. He kind of shot it right at a keeper from like 15 yards out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good goalkeeping, but yeah, he. But the thing is, it's his style is that he looks too relaxed, but actually that's how he scored the goal so well because it was a lovely.
And if you hear him in an interview, he just sounds relaxed, like he kind of sounds kind of.
But I think
keep Mo.
Yeah. So I mean, for captain for this week,
wait for Isak playing together news and then make a decision. Then
I mean, Mo, if Newcastle, I was just slipping the tongue. If Liverpool go bananas. Mm-hmm. Mo and Isak would be fun to have if you could get that in. Mo, Isak, Haaland, Pedro, which actually links nicely to the next question.
Okay.
Premium forward line, which is the best?
Yeah.
So Haaland, Pedro, Isak, Haaland, Pedro, Gio, Haaland, Gio, Isak. So all of them got Haaland in them. I mean,
Haaland's absolutely must, especially because isn't he got like a Burnley home fixture in Game Week 6 when everyone else has a tough fixture or something.
The problem with Haaland is Man City. I'm not sure who the other Man City players to have are, whereas you're going to get different players in and out of that team, but Haaland is the main guy. So Haaland's absolutely nailed. I struggled not having Pedro. So for me, it's either Isak or Gio, and that has to be played out. But at the moment, it's Gio because I haven't seen Isak. But once I see Isak, I might want him. But I suspect I'll end up going Haaland, Pedro, Gio, because by the time Arsenal's fixtures pick up, I don't think I'd have seen enough of Isak, so I'll probably go Gio. It's kind of where my head's at. But I'm not saying.
Do you remember 2 weeks ago when we were potting and we were like, right now there's so many good forward picks like Chris Wood, João Pedro, like Thiago scored a penalty, and we're like, there's so many, and I'm like, this is what happens. There's like a week where there's like 7, and then 3 weeks later there'll be like only 2. They all suck. Because they all blank 2 weeks in a row, and you just see two, and you're like, oh, it's Chris Wood. Fucking, is he washed now? Is he a piece of shit? Should we all get rid of him? That kind of thing, right? And we're kind of feeling that way right now. When I look past the premiums, like who would I want that's cheaper? Like JP and Holland to me, I think are definitely two of the three, without a doubt. Like you can't not have those two. The third one I think is just going to be like, there's no way you could say Isak over João Pedro at this moment. Like you need to watch Isak play.
I couldn't say Isak over Gio. So I mean, the thing for me,
Gio also might never get bonus points ever, so he might actually be a shitty pick. He might just get you 6 or 2, and then you kind of sat there like, is this even worth 9 million? Right? Like, so it's
what I can see myself going Gio first, if that makes sense. And then I'm not too far off Isak then, if that makes, I'm sort of creeping up the money to get to Isak. That's kind of the way I'm thinking of it.
My answer is João Pedro, Holland, and Gio.
Yeah, agreed.
But my other two thoughts are, is it Holland, João Pedro, and bench fodder? And I go 5 mids. Or the other thought is there a cheap forward that hasn't emerged yet, like one of the Newcastle guys, maybe at some point? Because like that goal he scored wasn't bad at all, man. And like if he's going to be the guy, he's only 7, but we'll see, and he'll get bonus where Gio won't.
Yeah, so I guess, and then just one thing on João Pedro is he got bonus yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. João Pedro gets bonus and that was just with an assist, right? Which is interesting.
And he's gotten 10 defensive contribution points in one game, which is like insane for a forward. The only forward anywhere near them, I think, is Bowen, and Bowen could become a pick later or something, right? But right now, to me, it's João Pedro, Holland, and Gio. If I was on wild card, undoubtedly.
So
what's the next
question? Conscious of time, because I'm sure you should have been. I'm sure you've got chicken to eat. So the next question is on my mind as well. With the abundance of clean sheets this week, is it time for big at the back? If we're moving off Salah, is that the place to invest? I mean,
you need to spend money on it though.
Not necessarily.
That's the thing.
I mean, everyone's keeping cleans, aren't they? I mean, I kind of thought that Munoz and Lacroix. I mean, I am wondering.
I still like that a lot.
I'm still wondering if I should on Richards over Lacroix if I was going double Palace.
No, Lacroix's just him only getting 5 or whatever it is an anomaly. I'm telling you.
Let's hope so. I mean, to be fair, I think it was always the week.
Tell him if it's
but the thing is, one of those weird ones. The week when he's less likely to get the defensive contributions, when he's got a much better chance of getting a clean, right? That's kind of they kind of have like an inverse relationship, right? Because you have less defending to do in a game that you might get a nice clean. Anyway,
I would argue more Munoz was the mistake, because their fucking like hub of becoming this good attacking team is gone. They've lost Eze. I mean, everybody loves Sarr. Like, what's he done? Get the 1 goal. I know he's injured, but like, what's he done without Eze? We don't know. We don't know what this team's going to look like without Eze, man. They went through a long period last year where they didn't get many attacking returns, man. Like it was sort of like a later on in the year, the last 2 seasons in a row, later on in the year, where they just started fucking going bananas attacking wise. Middle of the year and early in the year, not so much. So everybody's like hitching their wagon to Palace's attack, and I'm sat there thinking, like, I think I'd rather have a cheap defensive contribution point guy every week than Munoz, but I'd rather have Munoz than Sarr. So,
I mean, I could certainly see myself in game week 7 going Munoz to an Arsenal defender, Big Gabs or Saliba, because Saliba's dropped now back down to 6. And then you go Caicedo for Gakpo, and then Gio in for Eva Nielsen, and then see where that takes me. You kind of jump on the fixtures, but anyway,
okay.
But I do think it's interesting because we had a lot of clean sheets in game week 1 as well, if you recall, which probably slightly helped our bench boosts, if I recall correctly.
Someone posted a stat that after international breaks, there's just like a fuckload of clean sheets.
Oh, right. So that's interesting, though. Is there then a question of, is that the week to go
bench boost?
Bench boost. And not bench boost or free hit.
Well, the problem with bench boost after an international break is it's probably going to be some kind of fucking yellow flag here and there. The issue is that you're usually going to have 2 defenders on your bench for bench boost, although now, maybe not this season in this 5 at the back. My thought is this. I think for committing money to your back line, I know you just wild card. I wild card a week earlier. It changes. Like if I wild carded this week, I'd have Caicedo in 100%. Neither of us had it in, right? Like it's always going to change week to week. I think my assessment of the back line right now would be, I've obviously gone extreme with 3 4.0s. Chris has none. I think your fifth. Did you? Who'd you go? Oh, Goodman. Yeah. I think your fifth defender being a 4.0, absolutely. I'd go as far as at least 2. I think I went a little extreme with 3, but I think Alderete is definitely the best. Like for sure the best, because he's the best CBIT 4.0. Like he is going to get it pretty much every week, which is kind of like look at Sinisi for Bournemouth. If he was getting it pretty much every week, like there's a 4.0 option in that. A guy who you don't expect to ever clean but gets 4, and if he cleans, bonus, right? I think he should be your 5th D, and then probably Sinisi's your 4th D or Tosin, and then you want to go fucking Virgil and Big Gabs and Lacroix. That's probably going to be the template. Then go for it. But I think you can get 8-point clean sheets from 4 and 4.5 Ds. And if they don't clean, you're getting 4-pointers from 4 and 4.5 Ds. So I don't think you need to spend that much money on them.
My instinct is there's a lot more cleans than I expected. And I think if that continues, then we're going to have to seriously think about getting 5 at the back. Because if there's some sort of trend where we get a lot more cleans, we're going to have to seriously relook at it.
Contribution points.
Because you get if you get more cleans and the defensive contribution points, you get more bonuses. It's just all sort of just piles on top of each other. And you're like,
if I wake up and I got 5 at the back and Caicedo on my team, what fucking game are we playing?
It's not the most fun game, is it?
And then I'm gonna have like Holland, Mo, Bruno, Gio, Jack. I mean, I've got so much money because I'm gonna go like King and some no-namer third forward on my bench. Because I'm 5 at the back, I'm just going to go like premium, and then like just fucking defensive contribution point defenders and Caicedo.
I mean, this kind of links to Larry's question, because he said, given the impact of DC, what is the optimal structure? 3, 4, 5 at the back. The problem is
5-4-1, man. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I think I went for the 3/4, if that kind of makes sense. So I've got 3 at the back, but I'll play 4 when I need to. So I've kind of gone for that, which is kind of like dipping my toe in the water a little bit, right? I actually think my instinct is that 4 at the back is probably the answer.
Yeah, I think 4-4-2 is probably the best formation.
I think 4-3-3. But then I've not fully thought through my head who the midfielders are, because it's probably like Mo, Caicedo,
Jack,
Grealish,
Semenyo.
Maybe Semenyo, yeah. Well,
and then basically right now we are just like, oh yeah, those 3 expensive forwards are going to be great. One of them's going to underperform, and we're going to be like, get this guy out of my fucking team.
Yeah, I think my issue is I really want Gio and an Arsenal defender just because it's more fun as the fan, right?
Totally, understand that.
Yeah, right.
So João Pedro has to lose his place. João Pedro could become a bad pick 4 weeks from now. He could. And
my instinct is he won't. I just think he looks.
He also is, if you recall the last few years,
he does fall out.
Injury prone.
He's injury prone, and he does fall out of people as well.
Yeah. So I mean, he could become a bad pick. I like the Gio pick. I guess with me, it's like instead of saying, "Oh, it's so dumb because of all these CBIT defenders and Caicedo on my team and stuff," I can get like Mo and Holland, no problem. Plus Gio, plus. You can get Isak in your team if you really want. You can have like Holland, Mo, Isak, no problem, because you're going to go 4 at the back with Caicedo, and Jack Grealish is still pretty cheap. Even Semenyo is pretty cheap, right? So I think the ultimate, I think a 4/5 at the back is sort of what I like, because you're going to have, if you go 5 at the back and that's like your every week thing, you're going to come across some really shitty fixtures. Like I considered starting Esteve versus Liverpool today because Burnley were at home. If it was Anfield, I would, and you're playing 5 at the back with a guy at Anfield,
yeah,
your 4 pointer I think become a 2-pointer real quick when he gets pumped 5-0.
That's why I see myself as 3/4 at the back, if that makes sense. So it's 3 but 4 some weeks, and therefore what we're really saying is 4 at the back, but maybe sometimes you might go 5.
I'm more of a 4/5. I think I'm gonna play 5 at the back. more weeks than I ever would before. I think 4 at the back's going to be pretty common in my team, though, when I'm looking ahead. Anyway.
So Pete Newman says, I need to get 2.1. So he's got 5 questions. We should go quick on these, right?
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The last one, first one's a bit long, actually. So I'll try and read it out. So I need to get 2.1 million out of either Salah or Bruno in game week 5 or 6 to get to Haaland triple captain in game week 6.
This is the thing, eh? By the way, that's versus the same Burnley today that shut down Liverpool.
Burnley, yeah.
Is it Burnley at home though?
Burnley away. Burnley away. So
I'm not. There's no way I'm triple captaining them away.
No,
I think this is a thing I've heard other contributors say where I'm just like, I hope everyone follows that. I'm not doing that.
I'm considering playing Dubravka in goal for that one. Anyway, then playing on wildcard in game week 7, so it's only for 1 or 2 weeks. Okay, fine. So who would you take out and bring in? I mean, I'd sell Bruno. I
like Bruno more than you because I do think he's like an expensive Caicedo with more attacking output. I know he didn't get him today, but
to be clear, this is just a very short term. He's wildcard in game week 7 anyway, so it's like who do you do in the short term?
Fair.
So I think in the short term, I would keep hold of Mo even for game week 6, and I would sell Bruno, and then get Grealish or Semenya. They're the players he hasn't got. I mean, either's fine. I'd probably go Semenya because I think Semenya's fixture is a little bit better. Game week 6.
Let me go to fixture difficulty ranking.
So Liverpool or Palace in game week 6, which is not amazing. But Everton are home to West Ham.
Leads away though. Everton have West Ham home. Actually, I clicked sort by fixture on the screen, which if you look at the YouTube, you'll see in the top.
Bournemouth are at Leeds and Everton are home to West Ham. You go Jack over to Semenya that week. Got to be.
I wouldn't mind a Morgan's Give White punt in. You know what? Watch how Ange plays versus Burnley this week, and then if Morgan's Give White's the man, they're going to be at home versus Sunderland. Spurs home, Wolves. What about Xavi? I thought he actually looked really good, man.
No comment.
I know, but I mean, for a 1 week punt, home Wolves. I think home Wolves is your best fixture in this game right now. Best fixture in this game. So if he's going to have that's,
I think home West Ham. Honestly. I mean, what is West Ham or Wolves the worst? What I would say, Graham Potter's interview.
They play this week.
Who? West Ham.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Spurs at home. They got spanked.
Yeah, but they didn't get spanked till after the red.
Well, what I would say is Potter's interview afterwards. I know they put only snippets match today, but he just sounded really weak and tired, and it did not.
No,
he just went. It just didn't. I mean, that guy is going to get sacked. So, I mean, once he's got sacked, then I wouldn't go against.
I think they'll get Mourinho. I do. I think they're going to get Mourinho. That's my guess.
Oh God, great.
I love him for the interview bullshit. I just think he's funny, man. First season I ever played, I hated him. He was Man U's manager, and I just thought, who's this fucking guy? I didn't know who he was. Like, I'm new to footy, right? I didn't even know who Pogba was, dude. Like, seriously, this isn't even that long ago.
I mean, I don't think people know who Pogba is now, so I wouldn't.
No, but I'm just saying, like, new to football, right? Like, footy, like, knew who Messi was, obviously, but I'm watching and I'm like fucking texting my brother. This guy's a fucking loser, man. He was this guy, and then like as time went on, I'm like, I fucking love this guy, dude. He's so funny in this interview. It's just like, what are you talking about, bro? So like, I kind of hope he comes back. I know the fans of whatever club he ends up managing hate him because he just plays super defensive, boring football, right? But I love him as like this shit talking fucking guy who
he generally gets teams playing better, and then he
they look at Man U, and who's been a better manager at Man U than him? Straight up, who's done more than?
I mean, the only one I thought was doing quite well, and they sacked him was Ollie. I thought Gunnar.
I know, but right. Technically, this guy won Europa, and they came second. I mean, and then they fired him, and they've been a fucking train wreck since then. Like, actually, he's been the best.
But the problem is a bit toxic, and he upsets everyone in the club. You remember, it was like
the club's already toxic, so that was actually like a good club for him to be at.
So should we do Pete Newman's for the other 4 questions? Quick fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Well, actually, Pete Newman says best forwards now. I think we've answered that question, but he does say Ekiteke replacement and when. Can't believe I'm considering Watkins for fixtures. I mean, don't go Watkins. I would.
No. Too
I mean,
late.
Ekiteke keeping this week, home to Everton. Isak's not even in the squad, so Ekiteke is going to start. I wouldn't worry too much. But after that, I would probably move him on to Gio.
Gio's the next in. I mean, look, I'm assuming you like João Pedro.
Yeah, we got João. So, yeah.
Haaland has to be your plan in, even if you don't triple captain.
Well, the answer is getting Haaland in for game week 6.
Yeah.
I actually think that maybe Ekiteke is the one that goes to become Haaland. I don't know. But for me, it's Haaland, João Pedro, and then I'm going to start looking at Gio for Ekiteke. Question 3. Is Virgil van Dijk a must, given fixtures and CBIT, etc.?
No, because he doesn't actually get CBIT as much as you think. He's just had 2 clean sheets where he's snuck a bonus in. And he's 6 million getting Alderete points.
Alderete a must. One of his CBIT. The thing is, once Liverpool fixtures drop off, I don't think they'll keep as many cleans. So I don't think it'd be worth it.
They don't look like they're going to keep cleans, man. They played Burnley in a low block today. That's a different game. Every other game.
Big, of the 6 million defenders, I know we're talking about going cheap. Big Gabs is the best one for me with the 6.
I don't want to shit too much on Virgil because yes, he has been getting points, and yeah, game week 1 they didn't have Gravenberch and stuff, but at that price, you just don't need to spend that. It's almost like the goalkeepers now. You don't need a 6 million defender because you can get those kind of points from Tosin and Chalobah, and
that's quite a good analogy, yeah.
So I just don't think you need to spend the money for Virgil.
Yeah, but I guess my point is, if you were going to spend 6 million on the defender, I would look at Big Gabs ahead of Van Dijk.
Agree, because their clean sheet is almost a lock. It's almost like
it's a better clean sheet
when they don't keep one now.
And he's just as attack. I know Van Dijk gets some goals, but so does Big Gabs. They get as many goals as each other. Maybe Van Dijk slightly better at defensive contributions, and maybe
he's been getting quite a bit. But he had one game. He had like that one game that skewed the total number,
and that's the Arsenal game.
Well, I don't know which one it was. I think he's got it in 2 games though. Like, he has got it. He's definitely that team's best CBIT defender. But no, next one.
View on reindeers. I'm best
replacement. Corners played 90 again. Oh, missed a sitter apparently today. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't
so fine. Do I wish I'd rather have Caicedo? Yes, that's a brand new view though. So who asked me next week? Maybe I don't want Caicedo anymore. It's looking like I want Caicedo though. I don't mind him at all, man. I don't mind him at all. I think me, I'm probably gonna more likely get. I'm leaning more now to making King Caicedo than just like benching Rangers or something, because I feel like it's more likely that having these 3 expensive forwards is going to end up disappointing me, and I'm going to get rid of one soon. And I don't have any data to base that on, except if they blank for 2 game weeks in a row, I'm going to be like, it's 9 million Chris Wood. Any forward blanks 2 game weeks in a row, it's a question on here. How do I get rid of this guy? So I do think that's a thing, and I feel like I don't. If that does become a thing, then I don't mind Rangers just coming into my team. And plus, they've got Burn that same week. You're going to triple captain fucking Haaland is probably going to be a good Rangers fixture, seeing as the week he pumped the FPL score up into double digits. What's against Wolves?
So yeah, I mean, I'm having Rangers. I wouldn't sell him because I want him for Burnley, right? That's kind of it. I'm benching this week, and I always had in my mind to bench him this week and play one of my defenders. I was always looking at Tosin, which is interesting. The next question is Chalobah or Tosin. I went Tosin. I just think better for $500,000 cheaper, but
exact same $500,000 cheaper. Plus, from what I heard, Tosin's the left-sided one where they don't have a replacement for. Where on the right, Fofana actually started as the fullback on the right next to Chalobah. I think Fofana could play over Chalobah in a game potentially. I mean, look more into that. People that know more about this shit than me, look more into that. I heard him say a comment about like the bona fide starting CBs were supposed to be Colwill and Tosin.
No, I thought it was Colwill and Chalobah with the
no, I don't think
so.
So anyway, look into it.
Yeah, I mean,
Fofana's there now. That's not good for either of them, I guess, but I'm pretty sure it's worse for Chalobah.
I was going to say the opposite and actually say the only reason why Chalobah might be better than Tosin is I think Chalobah is the more nailed guy.
I don't think so.
But let's see how it plays. I mean, for me, for $500,000 cheaper, Tosin would just seem the better option. The only thing is, Chalobah does seem to sort of get involved with the attack a little bit from the games that I've seen, but I haven't seen enough of them to know. So my instinct is Tosin is still the best pick, but there probably is an element of research needed into how attacking each of them.
Go ask a Chelsea fan. But Chris and I are debating which one's more nailed. Whichever one, I'm hoping Tosin's more nailed. I'm pretty sure I heard that because he's cheaper. Plus, I think he's the better consistent defensive contribution.
So I think the two questions I've got are, who is the most nailed? I think they're both fairly nailed, to be honest. I don't think it's that big a point. And the second thing is one of them slightly more attacking, if that makes sense? Because they have this thing where some of the defenders seem to go forward a bit. You know, sort of like Vardio used to do that a little. I know from the left more, but I know how some defenders can get forward a bit more, or who's more attacking from a set piece. But I see only thing in my head. But I mean, my instinct is Tosin's the right thing until I work out some information that tells me he's not.
Okay.
And that's us done, I think.
All right. You gonna go eat that bird, bud.
Nice.
No, I'm good. I mean, look, at the end of the day, man, we're rolling. You know what we should end off on? Not this week, but maybe next week. Who are our biggest tempting things to tinker with our team and not roll the free? Right now, for me, it's probably somebody to Caicedo. Hold the nerve. Don't do it. Wait.
For me, it's the I almost sort of rage transferred in Vicario last night. I was torn between Vicario or Petrovic, and I'm not doing it. But then I was like, hang on a second. I set this plan up for like 4 or 5 weeks. Exactly. Don't give up after week 1. So I'm like, stick with the plan, see what happens. Yeah. If it goes wrong, it is what it is. It's just a game.
Don't do that. You should rage transfer in Ray.
Well, I can't afford him, so that's fine. So that was less of a temptation. And I think if Gakpo to Semenya was an option, I'd be tempted by that. But it's not the right thing because Gakpo's got home to Everton.
Right.
And I guess the other one that is tempting is Reindeers to Caicedo, but that doesn't make sense because Reindeers has got Burnley at home in game week 6. So the things that are stopping me are more.
But over the next 2 weeks, Caicedo's going to get 4 defensive contribution points. Is Reindeers going to get more than 1 assist? So I mean, honestly, but who else? But like right now, I'm benching Reindeers, but playing a defender that can get defensive contribution points. Is that different than Caicedo? The attraction to Caicedo is he's like the only one that's getting them weekly. And yeah, he scored 2 goals, which we don't think he'll do all the time, but he could score goals. Like he's got 2. It's not 0. So
yeah,
I'm not viewing him as a guy that's going to score more goals. I'm viewing him as a guy
my issue is I think those 2 goals are a bit of a. He's not going to score because if we keep scoring at that rate. How many games have we had? 4. He's not scoring 19 goals this season, right?
No, but if he got an assist, I need to look at his bonus points in games where he hasn't got an attacking return to see if he's in and around it. Because if he was, that would put it over the line.
I do think there's a risk that he seems exciting because like Anderson's interesting, right? Because Anderson get C-bit this week? I've not even checked.
He did.
Right, for the first time because he got 11 empty.
I watched part of that game versus you. Well, not all of it, like 80% of it. And the announcers were like, he's been by far their best player.
Yeah.
So maybe
he seems to have a lot of set pieces and stuff.
Yeah, but again, Douglas Luiz still hasn't played. McAtee came on for 5 minutes. It's like they got these fucking new signings like 4 weeks ago now, and they still haven't really integrated him in the team, probably because of the coaching change. I still need more information on this team. I'm not going to go get him. Nobody's getting him. I'm getting Caicedo over him. Like, realistically, of course.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, man. Talk to you later, buddy.
See you soon. Bye-bye.